Okay, well, I think in the interest of time, I am going to kick things off. And I would like to welcome you all to the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Square for Restaurants webinar. We believe that with Square at the helm of your restaurant, you can effortlessly integrate your favorite business tools, turning first-time diners into loyal, regular customers, supporting your staff, and boosting your profits. That's the goal today. My name is Cynthia Jaramillo, and I serve as the Senior Vice President of Corporate Relations at the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And just to let you all know, for those who are not familiar, the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is more than just an organization. We work tirelessly every day to propel the Latino business community forward with unwavering momentum. And we aim to stimulate Hispanic economic development and foster sustainable prosperity that positively impacts all aspects of the American society. Now, with over 5 million Hispanic-owned businesses contributing a remarkable $800 billion annually to the American economy, we are dedicated to unlocking your full potential as business owners. And we are guided by a strategic framework that we refer to as our 3 C's. That includes capital, capacity, and connections. And our strategy revolves around the pillars that elevate businesses, transform communities, and shape the economic landscape of the future. And we are extremely excited to host this vital presentation in collaboration with our longtime partners at Square. Today, we'll explore how Square can elevate your restaurant operations, whether you're a seasoned owner or you're considering opening a new restaurant. And to kick things off, I would like to introduce Martin Guerrero from Square's Policy Partnerships and Community Impact team. Also joining us today, we have Stephanie Figueroa, who is the co-founder and creative director at La Papusa Urban Eatery, who brings valuable insights to the intersection of USHCC and Square's initiatives. Also want to mention to please feel free to ask questions throughout the webinar using the Q&A option, and we'll also be monitoring the chat as well. So let's dive into Martin's presentation from Square. Martin, you have the floor.
Thank you. Let me go ahead and share here. Just let me know when you see my screen here.
We see your screen.
Great, thank you. All right, yeah, thank you, Cynthia, appreciate that. Yeah, longtime partners, love being here with y'all and talking about how we can support Latino businesses. And as you know, Latino businesses tend to skew in the food and beverage industry. So however we can help, we're here to help. So today we're gonna be talking about, Square for Restaurants, specifically in, what is Square for Restaurants, right? So Square for Restaurants, the long version here is it's a cloud-based point of sale system, but really it's more than that. It's a business technology solution built for single, multi-location, quick service, full service restaurants, bars, breweries, multi-concept restaurants, which seems to be more the norm today. It's the point of sale that works with everything you need for day-to-day service, including Square Online ordering, taking orders on your restaurant's website, with no monthly fees, setting up delivery and curbside pickup, and Square's team management, which is our tool to help track your team's hours, overtime, breaks, while also trying to help you, with saving on labor costs. Plus, advanced features such as coursing, live sales reporting, 24/7 support. You've got the option to add, handheld devices to your point of sale to reduce your customers' wait times and fulfill orders from anywhere, really, all in one place. And then your Square kitchen display system as well, easy to get started and even easier to train your staff with our intuitive tools that help flow like your restaurant. So we'll go into some of those features today. First up, we'll play this quick video here on Square for Restaurants.
Square started with payments, but restaurants needed more. So we went big. Big on orders, big on guests, big on getting it right, which can all be pretty big for your bottom line. We built the tech for you and more than 100,000 other restaurants to go big. Square, big in restaurants.
All right. All right. So next up here, thank you for that. We'll have a restaurateur speaking here in a moment, but so you can probably agree to some of these here. But really, what we're hearing from whether it's a brand new restaurant owner or someone who's looking to expand or someone that's just been in business for a long time, it's this is the issue that's out there right now, right? Running a restaurant involves many tools, and a lot of those tools are separate. They don't talk to each other. They don't work with each other, right? So you have all of these different functionalities and tools and services that you need to keep your restaurant, starting it, running it, growing it, and that's a huge problem for a restaurant in order to do that. So we'll talk about some of those tools today. Like you have a list of tools here, right? A loyalty program, online ordering, time cards, payroll, your point of sale, inventory, delivery, curbside pickup, all of these different options that involve running a restaurant, and we'll talk about some of those tools here. So that's the problem right now, is just so many tools out there. I mean, folks are trying to be helpful, right? They're offering these tools to try to solve a specific problem, but it's not necessarily taking care of the whole problem, because running a restaurant is a lot more than just any one of those things. So just a brief overview of just some of the offerings that we have, right? We have your restaurant point of sale. This is going to be the hardware. This is the Square Register, fully integrated for payments, order taking, everything you need. Customer display allows your guests to view and pay for their order without handling any of their cards. Then you have the classic restaurant stand, right? The stand lets you turn an iPad into a complete point of sale with integrated payments, a screen that swivels between you and your customers for them to be able to tap or swipe right from the screen there. Then you have, Square for Restaurants, mobile point of sale app. So this is the all-in-one handheld device built for line busting or taking orders and payments tableside, which is becoming much more common here in the States. You tend to see that internationally more and more, where they'll bring a point of sale right to your table. No more taking your card in the back, wondering, what's going on with it or why it's taking so long, or they're doing something with my card. Or you can bring it right to the table, never even have to hand that over there. So helping reduce footsteps and lineups with this handheld device here. Then, of course, all of them are going to run on your restaurant point of sale, which is new and improved experience from Square, built to match how your staff works. It helps you seamlessly serve your customers, no matter where they are, how they choose to order, online, in person, through third-party partners, however they choose, to do that. That's able to run for that. But that's going to be mostly your front of the house, right? But you have your back of the house as well, and that's why you have a kitchen display system to help fulfill your orders from any channel with an integrated kitchen display system that connects your front and back of the house. So this is going to help you with your order expediting, making sure everything's in the bag for pickup, delivery, or tableside service. Included in every Square account is going to be, your dashboard, which is going to be your home base. Really, it's your business intelligence software with real-time analytics, team management, marketing tools, customer directory. Right? You can get a snapshot at any time. You don't have to wait for any end of day reports or anything like that. You can log in at any time as the owners see what's happening, what's selling, who's selling. Importantly, what's not selling, things like that, so you can make decisions for your business at any point. One of our newer options here is the self-serve kiosk, right, which is an interactive touchscreen that allows customers to buy products or services without the help of a staff member. Seeing this more and more so with staffing issues, right? Being able to set a kiosk out and folks be able to order, and you're focusing on preparing food, getting those orders ready, and not having to staff as many folks at the counter. Or you have both options. We're seeing that as well in a lot of restaurants where they have the kiosk and the counter option. Really, just whatever folks' comfort level is with that, but again, makes it easier to take those orders there. Those are some of the basic offerings that we have for Square for restaurants. And you can see here, right, all of the tools and services that we have help you streamline and integrate all of your systems while saving you time and money. And that's really what we're trying to focus on here with our solutions, is giving our business owners, our restaurant owners, time back, so they can focus really on running the restaurant part of the business. And that's why really everything that we offer now at 35 plus products and services, including banking as a solution as well. We have small business loans that you can use as a part of being a Square customer. So every piece that works for Square, even our third party applications, right? Everything is integrated. So you have your point of sale, your online ordering, your loyalty program, right, where you're rewarding those customers that keep coming back, gift cards. You have your social media, integrations as well. You have and your time card. We offer fully functioning payroll system as well, and all of these things again integrate with each other. Checking, business checking, and savings as well as a business debit card. Right, all of these features and services from Square to really help you and your restaurant function as quickly and smoothly as possible without having to go to multiple places at once to manage that, where everything, all those fracture tools that we saw earlier are all together here at Square. So didn't want to take a whole lot of time just going over that. I mean, we're happy to answer any questions, but again, just wanted to just give you a brief overview of that. I know when folks think of Square, they think, oh, that little white card reader, right? The one that you used to plug into the aux jack on your phone. And yeah, that's how we started back in 2009, and have grown, tremendously since then, with offering really, products and services for any type of business, whether you're a solopreneur, you're a single service, a single location, multi-location. We have restaurants on Square that have hundreds of locations throughout the country, some in other countries as well. I know Stephanie's based out of Los Angeles. We have SoFi Stadium there, where the Rams and the Chargers play. If you're ever there, you'll see 1,200 pieces of Square hardware in that building, so we can power an NFL stadium. We powered the Super Bowl when it was there, so Square can you can use the Square reader to take cards at your garage sale, or you can move up all the way to the Super Bowl and really just about anything in between. So that's my presentation. Happy to answer any questions or take any questions, Cynthia, if you so choose.
Yeah, no, awesome. And thank you for that presentation, Martín. We heard you share, disparities that exist when operating a restaurant. Martín shared POS systems, integrated payments, mobile POS systems for restaurants. Thank you for sharing the new feature, the self-serve kiosk for restaurants. I think that perhaps those restaurants that are in need of staffing support, or they just want to update their offerings for their customers. I think that's an incredible feature. Business checking and savings, comprehensive opportunities for restaurants to consider. So thank you for that presentation. And Martín, I do have one question for you that I think might be important to our audience. Can you share specific examples of how Square's tools have positively impacted businesses, especially in your work with Spanish-speaking and perhaps indigenous small businesses?
Yeah, I would love to, absolutely. And those are two groups that I focus on as well. So thank you for the question. I mean, Spanish speaking. So Square has been offering like our website and the point of sale in Spanish since, I believe it's either 2014 or 2015. but not all of our solutions were offered in that. Banking, the loans wasn't a part of that, but it's been almost 2 years now that we've offered now, everything that Square offers in Spanish. So top to bottom, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, 35 plus products and services, including the loans piece. Everything is in Spanish. We have Spanish sales support. We have Spanish customer support. Right? We have our seller community, which is available in Spanish as well. So really, just offering everything top to bottom in Spanish. So from the point of sale to the support to the documentation, everything there. But we also partner with amazing organizations out there like yourselves, right? Working with those groups. I know, back to Los Angeles again. We work with the city for to help street vendors that were cash only businesses, right? To take credit card payments for the first time, because not only is it a good business decision there for that, but folks were targets of robbery because they were cash only, and just helping them to grow their business, especially post COVID, where less and less folks are carrying cash and really expecting that you have some sort of card payment system, right? Helping them there, really just getting out in the communities, again, working with partners such as yourselves and other chambers, technical assistance centers that are specifically focused on Spanish speaking entrepreneurs. Really throughout the country, we've been doing that. Same thing with indigenous entrepreneurs, where we're members of several organizations. One of them, one of the bigger ones, being the National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development, NCIED. That's really focused on growing business in Indian countries. So we've partnered with them now for several years, attend their conferences, work with them in partnership with the city of Albuquerque and the indigenous nations there. I'm based here in Arizona. I actually work with several tribes here as well. I actually live on an Indian reservation here, so for me it's more personal, right? My wife's side of the family are tribal members, so for me, and me being first generation Mexican American, like that group as well, like that for me it's personal, right? It's not, yeah, I have this job that Square gave me to support these groups, but for me it's very personal as well, right? I've seen my dad started his own business when I was in high school, and seeing family members, friends starting businesses. Like, man, if we had the tools that we have now when he started back then, like we would have been so much more successful. Like my dad, his the most high tech thing he had was a fax machine, right? Everything else was paper, everywhere, right? And helping him with his receipts, and being in high school trying to learn QuickBooks to to help him with his accounting. Like, man, if we would have had all these things, of course helping translate contracts and things like that. But so for me it's personal, but it's also as you mentioned, just great business, because Latinos are starting businesses more than any other groups out there, and we just love to support as many as we can.
No, absolutely, Martine. And I can attest to that personal, hands-on approach that Square provides, not only restaurants, but just small businesses across the country. And as an organization that serves the Hispanic business community, especially those mom and pop businesses, we really appreciate the approach that you've taken personally, Martine, but the entire company. And I think that this is a perfect segue to turn it over to Stephanie. Stephanie, we're all very excited to hear your story, about, opening a restaurant, surviving the pandemic, and now thriving in the Los Angeles area. And so we'd love to hear from you, Stephanie. And please, now you have the Zoom floor.
Okay, can you hear me?
You sure can.
Hi, everybody. I'm Stephanie Figueroa, and I am co-owner of La Papusa Urban Eatery. We started our journey, our solo journey, as a mom and pop, husband and wife restaurant 7 years ago. We're about to enter our 8th year, and we started our expansion the same week that COVID hit and the world shut down. And we definitely can say that Square helped us survive that, and helped us survive the next few years after that with our expansion. So that's where our relationship and love with Square started.
No, that's great, Stephanie. And can you highlight any key moments, whether Square tools played a crucial role in managing your restaurant or, any operations. I mean, we're all very much looking forward to hearing, like, we see the resilience with you and hear the resilience in operating and managing a restaurant. I know that the hospitality industry is probably one of the most challenging, but yet it's one of the most rewarding. Especially, preparing food is like a love language, right? And so we'd love to hear any highlights, key moments where Squared played a role, or just, personal moments that you might share with our attendees today.
Like I mentioned, we signed our contract for our expansion of our restaurant the same week that COVID hit and the world closed. So we went from making a lot of money every day to making nothing. And it was extremely scary when we had just signed a lease for a new spot to expand. And when restaurants were going through it, we still are, but they were going through it, and we were looking for loans, from the city, from the government. No one wanted to give us anything, or no one was really helping out small businesses. But Square helped us out, and they were there for us the moment we needed them. If it weren't for them, we do not think that we would have survived the start of the pandemic, or any of the pandemic, or would have been able to finish our expansion. So we definitely feel that COVID and Square saved us from closing down because of COVID. So that is a big moment in our lives, and we think about that constantly, and we are very grateful for that. So we know that Square played a crucial part in us and our survival of the restaurant.
No, awesome. Thank you for that, Stephanie. And I have another question for you, Martine. And because I know that community engagement is so important to Square, what advice would you give restaurant owners? And Stephanie, this question is for you as well. What advice would you give restaurant owners that are leveraging Square solutions to support, a better community, and also to encourage community engagement, which results in, great impact? And so what advice would you give restaurant owners to better get to get involved in community engagement?
I don't know that I need to. I see so many restaurants already doing the community engagement. I know Stephanie definitely does. You see so many of these restaurants that are giving back to the community, whether it's feeding community or using their places for folks to gather and meet. I would just say keep doing that. I mean, it's a well-needed resource. I know some restaurants will give up their space for workshops, or for meetups, or even like a you know or folks will just kind of learn from each other and just using their space. But I mean, eating, right? That's a community thing, right? When you get together and you break bread. So, restaurants just naturally are those places where folks gather. But if you ever, and we're seeing more and more, I think when I work with restaurants, we're seeing more and more partnership between restaurants, whether it's, the Papusa place doing business with the coffee shop down the street and offering, like a co-package, or, working together. We're seeing more and more of that, where folks are doing that. So really, love to see that. And again, they're all a part of the community. They're the community, stables there for the folks that live there. But I mean, it's if the only advice would be is, like, if we're around and we can help in any way, please reach out, reach out to us to do that. For folks that are using Square for restaurants, or not even just Square for us, that are using Square and they've been with us for a bit, if you don't have an account manager, someone that's your point of contact at Square, reach out to us. Just call on the support line and let folks know that you've been with us for a while and you're looking to get someone, a main point of contact, and we'll usually assign you an account manager, someone that you can reach out to specifically, that will help you with growing your business, or talking about whatever tools that you might need that you're not already utilizing, right, to help you maximize what we can help you do.
No, awesome.
Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
Stephanie, please.
That continue with the collabs as restaurants ourselves. We have collabs with different community centers and different restaurants to, obviously create community. Even with other restaurants, oh, this has helped me from Square, or this has helped me here, and link up, collaborate, and Square has tools that help you to be able to collab better with other restaurants and other pop-ups and things like that. So definitely take advantage of all the different things that Square offers you to be able to bring up your business and to collab with others.
Yeah, I really like that, Stephanie. Collaboration. I mean, it's often said that it takes a village, right? A village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to fulfill the vision and the dream of a successful restaurant or successful business. And so I really like that you mentioned that collaboration is key, and especially in our community, we are. We're very family oriented. And I think that should also translate to our business relations across, restaurants and other businesses alike. And so thank you for sharing that. And Martin, I have another question. I think that as far as Square's educational programming and the support that you provide restaurant owners, whether it's in navigating regulatory challenges and policy changes, I think there's a plethora of opportunities that are free of charge for businesses to participate in. And so can you tell us a little bit about some of those educational opportunities that are available?
Absolutely, yeah. And a lot of those are going to be in partnership with resource providers such as yourselves, right? With the U.S. Hispanic Chamber. I know I've been working here closely with the Arizona Hispanic Chamber. We're going to be doing some workshops and webinars with some of their Latina business owners here in Phoenix. So those are always great resources. Your local chambers of commerce, technical assistance centers. I would also plug our seller community. So you can go just to sellercommunity.com. That's what we refer to our business owners as sellers, right? Because they're out there selling products, services, things like that. But sellercommunity.com is going to be the hub where you can talk to other Square businesses. You can talk to obviously to Square support. That's also where we're going to list, workshops, webinars that our team is putting on. I know they'll do, like, hey, we're launching a new feature. Like, let's talk about it. What is your feedback here? Or I know, like at the beginning of the year, we did a whole series on payroll, because that's usually, if you're gonna, switch payroll providers, that's usually the best time. So like, let's talk about that. Or Square for restaurants, right? Here's how you integrate with DoorDash and Uber Eats with Square, so you can use them as delivery versus them using you just as the kitchen, and helping reduce some of those commission fees. So there's definitely opportunities there. I mean, I would, just look to your local community, whether those are chambers of commerce, your economic development offices, which I know you're familiar with as well, right? Those are all going to be great resources out there. And to the policy piece, yeah, we have folks there in DC that are always fighting that good fight for, and for small businesses to make sure that, these newer rules or regulations are not, making things harder for folks to run. It's already hard to run a business, right? Whether that's a restaurant or a retail shop, making sure those are favorable for businesses.
Awesome, Martin. And I have a question for you, Stephanie. Because we know that running a small business is it takes a lot of time. And so how do you balance the creative aspects of running a restaurant, and how do you leverage social media platforms? And have you been able to use Square to facilitate some of those marketing opportunities?
100%. Square allows you to link up your Facebook, your Instagram to your actual Square website. So if they visit my Square website, which they can order food for delivery, and I don't have to use DoorDash or any of those, so it's a little less out of my pocket, so a little more profit for us. that they're able to order from the Square website, directly from our own Square website. Look at my pictures, look at all the new things we've been doing on social media. It all comes up there and it's all linked up together. So it definitely has helped whenever we want to get the word out of like, oh, we were on the news today. So if you go to order online today, you saw also the link that we were on channel 34 today. So it has definitely helped, and it has driven more action to our social media.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. And so I have a number of questions that I could ask, but I thought we'd pivot a little. We'll be a little more impromptu. And because we have a smaller group of participants, Jennifer and Monica, I'm wondering, for those that are, courageous enough, could we allow our participants to be featured on the screen and ask any questions? We'd love for you to participate in the conversation, Anna or Krish or Paula. If you'd like, we'd love to have you join the group of squares on the Zoom webinar. No pun intended.
Cynthia, while we're waiting for that, for anyone to step up, I follow Stephanie on Instagram, so her social media game, she's downplaying a little bit. It's amazing, right? And I think you'll see restaurants more and more so getting into that versus just, hey, we have a restaurant, and like trying to shout out there that we're there. I'm curious, Stephanie, because you're like the creative piece of that. Your social media is very, very good. Like, is that something that you just figured out on your own, or was that something that you had to like work really hard at, like trial and error? Like, because it's really good now. So just wondering how that piece came about.
We get asked a lot about our social media. If we have a social media manager, we never have. It's always been me since day one. And I honestly feel that if you're truly passionate and you truly come across as yourself, like you don't try to be a persona of like another restaurant, truly honest to yourself is what has helped us grow. And we don't just talk about, like, here is a Papusa. We talk about what it means to us, why it means something to us, and the process of making it. So there's like so much that you can share about the love of the food, So it definitely was. It's been 7 years in the making, but I think I got it down now. I don't know. It's just natural now. It's just, we just pretty much are just us and show you some good food. Like if you're coming to my house, I want to tempt you to come and eat at the house, So I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it is very good. So, and you hit, I think you hearing from other businesses as well, like what has worked is just being super authentic, right? And letting folks know, like, this is me, right? That's not a social media firm that
Yeah.
I've hired or anything like that. It's me doing that. You see those posts up there? That's me. This is the kitchen. Like you said, I'm inviting you into my home so you can see what it's like. And folks really resonate with that, right? Like, I unfortunately have not been able to make it into your restaurant, but I've been following you for some time, and like, man, like I see what's happening there. It's like I want to just step in, and like I know the first time I'll step in and be like, I've seen so much of this already. Like it already feels like I've been there, but I'll get there soon. I promise.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for you. Okay. Come visit.
She's going to hold you to that, Martine. And Stephanie, I'm curious. Are there any plans to expand outside of the Los Angeles area, or maybe even in the future outside of California?
We've talked about it. There's definitely something in the works and something else here in LA. But we can't talk about it just yet. But yeah, we definitely will.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And I think a really good opportunity, Martine, is to share what are some like key metrics or data points that restaurant owners should pay attention when using, Square Analytics and reporting features to help inform how they run and operate their business, how they appeal to customers. Are there any key nuggets that you can share that would be helpful?
Absolutely, yeah. And you're exactly where we want to be there. Data is key, right? I mean, long gone are the days of just running it and having your head down and just kind of checking at the end of the day where we're at. Like you need to be aware of what's happening at all times, what products are selling, more importantly, what's not selling. If you have a team, like who's doing the most, like who's selling the daily special the most, and why are they doing it 2 or 3 times more than anybody else, or who is offering discounts, or who's giving that family hookup up, and things like that. So the data piece is super important, and that's why folks don't know about it so much, and that's already built into the platform, right? It's just a matter of setting up like your items and your categories, so then you can run reports on what's our best selling category down to what's the best selling item, what's our busiest time of the day for sales, right? You can break it down to that. What day of the week is our less busy? Maybe we close an extra day, or there's this, we switch out a day for another day because Wednesdays just show that we just don't ever do any business, right? And the more and more you use the system, right, the more data you'll have. So, a year from now, 2 years from now, you're able to look and be like, what's for the last 2 years, what's been our highest selling day, and which one our lowest selling day, or which hours are our busiest, which hours are our slowest. Maybe we adjust those hours. Maybe we have less staffing, right? When we can see we're historically low, just preparing for those types of things, just so you can make those, and that's what it's there for, is for you to make those better business decisions for your business, right? This is data that's all about you and your business, not anyone else's. So you can see, okay, this is what we are doing, and here's how we can either adapt or adjust or change, or hey, we're doing great, right? Let's keep going the way we're going, or add more, try new things, right? All that data is going to be there, and it's super key to that. Whether it's like Stephanie said, how many folks are going to my website, and I can see, like, I've got 500 people going there a day. I'm only getting 10 orders. Why? How can we improve people actually placing an order online? So, we can focus, like, just tons of data that you can use to make all kinds of decisions about your business.
No, awesome, awesome. Thank you for that. And I think before we part ways, I would love to allow both Stephanie and Martín to share some inspiration for those that are running restaurants, or for those that are contemplating opening a restaurant, expanding. You may have a food truck and you're thinking about a brick and mortar. So I'll allow Stephanie to share some. Oh, actually, before we do that, it looks like we have a question from Paula, and she has asked, can you tell us how to get a contact person at Square?
Cool. So if you're already using Square, you can just call into the general support line and request that you'd like to have an account manager, and then they'll put you through that process. Or actually, you can email me. If I can get their email, I can do that as well. For you. And we're really trying to focus more on that, and having account managers for all of as many of our businesses that we can. So we have a lot, right? And we're really trying to focus on getting everybody that point of contact. So yeah, you can either just call in, or if we have your email for registration, Paula, like I can connect you for that as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Martín. We'll share Paula's contact information with you. And thank you so much, Paula, for the question. And it looks like Martín dropped the link in the chat. So please feel free to click there and explore opportunities with Square. And so with that, I will allow Stephanie to share any inspirational thoughts, recommendations, maybe to-dos and not to-dos. We'd love to. Oh, actually, again, before I pass it to Stephanie, we have another question. Let's see. Anna asked, can you share your social media? Oh, I think that's for you, Stephanie. If you can drop your social media handles in the chat, our participants would love to check you out.
I'll definitely do that. And I just want to share, for anyone who's doing a pop-up, who's in a truck, who has a restaurant, who wants to open another restaurant, who wants to get more engagement in your social media, just create a community, like a true community to yourself, and they will come. They will truly, truly come if you're honest with yourself and the community that you're trying to bring together. So you can do it. We all can do it. You need a shoulder to cry on, you can send me a DM. Okay. Our Urban Eatery in downtown LA.
Absolutely. I
That's
hope
awesome.
everyone goes to visit and goes to enjoy the yummy, delicious food at your eatery, Stephanie. And Martin, any inspirational thoughts or recommendations for you to share?
Yeah, so Jennifer just shared the link that I had in there. That's our Future of Commerce report that we've been doing for the last couple of years now. A lot of focus on the current trends, what we're seeing in the industry. A lot of focus on restaurants specifically. So whether you're in the industry already or looking to that, that's a great resource to start, just to see like what are other restaurants doing, what are the trends. Automation, no surprise, is one. AI, of course, is another one, and we're at Square incorporating much more of that into all of our tools and services as well. I love the piece about Stephanie being like, just we're here for you, right? I mean, that's what you see out there in the community. Like both these businesses they're not so much competition. It's just like there's space for everybody, and we can all help each other. So there's that piece. The AI piece I mentioned, Stephanie, I don't know if you use it at all, but we have the Square Photo Studio app where you can take photos with your iPhone and remove the background. So you can take great pictures of your food or your products and services, right? And you can even with AI like add a background or change that up to make it look really well, like without having to hire like a photographer. So that's a free app out there that we have that integrates with your point of sale or with your website as well. But man, I mean, if you're looking to get into the restaurant business, like, we know it's not easy, but for every restaurant owner that I speak to, it's like, this is my passion. Right? Folks aren't opening a restaurant because like, oh, I just want to get into business and chose a restaurant. Right? They're like, this is my passion, the passion for the food and serving the community and their people. That comes first, and then it's like, oh yeah, I have to run a business as well, right? So, and those are the tools that we offer to do that. Stephanie saying, yeah, right. Like, she didn't get into this to become an accountant or a social media manager or any of that, right? She wanted to, feed, her friends and family and her community her delicious food, and that's perfect, right? But there's, the business side of it too that we can help take care of, alongside with it.
No, absolutely. And thank you so much for that, Martin. And in addition to all of the Square resources, I'm going to drop our website in the chat. We also offer technical assistance to businesses who are either looking to start a business or just need some help in scaling your business. We'd love to hear from you as well. And with that, I would love to encourage all of you, first of all, to visit Stephanie's restaurant. If everyone goes to the Los Angeles area, so if you don't live in California or near Los Angeles, you'll be there one day, I'm sure. So please visit Stephanie, enjoy her yummy food. I also encourage you to explore Square's offerings, resources, and visit us on our website. I'll also mention that we have a couple of events coming up. We host an energy summit that's focused on energy businesses, but we also have a large national conference that is the largest gathering of Hispanic-owned businesses, small and large, in Kansas City, October 6th through the 8th. We'd love to meet you in person. And with that, I want to thank our panelists. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Square. And thank you, Stephanie. I know how busy restaurant owners, business owners are in general. So thank you for taking the time to join us today. And thank you for those that participated. We hope to see you again soon. Have a great day, everyone.